macroeconomic dynamics. I think we're pretty close to the market to ensure the dynamics are well catered for, and we have plans internally to ensure that we're not making our execution plan based on a very dramatically different market than it is today, right? So I think we're grounded on that and continue to drive benefits in line with the market scenario today. And of course, if the situation turns dramatically worse, then we'll have to recalibrate that. But right now, I think we're grounded on it. And we have enough operating levers as we move forward on our journey towards the roadmap that we shared. We will not just focus on short-term margin expansion, we will also focus on long-term capability build for the organization. And if we don't do that, then after year 1, year 2, we'll struggle to drive margin or growth. In line with that, Tech and Consulting is both a long-term measure for us, an investment right now, but a long-term measure for us to drive growth for us through pull-through revenue that Mohit mentioned, and on its own, the revenue dollars. And at the same way improving the margin of the company. So I think it's an investment that we're committed, and this is one example. Similarly, we have multiple other investments we've done in year 1. We've over-indexed ourselves. We'll continue to invest in year 2 in a tough environment because talent availability is great in an environment like that. So we're going to be aggressive on that and make sure that we don't reduce investments as we move forward.
Well, that was the management's comment on the results. But anyway, Girish, I'd like to get your view on the results and how do you see the quarterly numbers? Because while the revenue came in flat, the net profit grew substantially by around 19%. And this was largely driven by other income that came in at 173 crore rupees versus 16.5 crore. Although this is a one-time thing that has led to a fancy number in the net profit over there, but how does the company's fundamentals look to you?
So the company fundamentals, we can say the overall IT infrastructure looks very attractive. We already saw that last 4 to 5 quarters, the companies as well as the whole sectors are shrinking because of their operational profits as well as the margins growth. So now the companies are working on that particular note, not for the shorter period as we listen that. The CTO says that it's not on the basis of a shorter profit, but go with the longer propositions. Recently, the deal was won by 2.7 billion, and it's just reflecting their increasing of the numbers we saw in their particular this quarter itself. But I'm just expecting that this type of numbers are coming in the next 3 to 4 quarters also. Apart from that, the US crisis and the US tariff wars, we think that there would be the dent in the IT infrastructure. But we already prepared that because we have opened many other international markets like a European as well as the UAE to getting a bigger order size in the terms of US also. So now focus is for the next other countries too. So the profitability was good and just expecting a good numbers in the coming quarters.
Understood. Thanks for that view. With that, let's go across to another WhatsApp query. Shrikant has written to us from Bengaluru saying that is it the right time to make an investment in IKS, that is Investorist Knowledge Solutions? Currently, it's trading at 1470 and was down in trade today over 3%. So, Girish, I'd like to come to you since he hasn't mentioned the time horizon. So, I'd like to take both the fundamental and technical view on the counter. Talking about the fundamentals first, are you positive on the company and should he be, investing in this particular company?
So now I'm not very much positive in that particular notes as we thought about that basically these type of companies have to require a certain growth propositions. I'm just expecting the next quarter results will be giving me a more clarity for the longer period of time. But for as of now, I'm not very much familiar. If the range was somewhere around 1150 to 1200 the times, then I'm more comfortable to go with the long-term propositions.
Aditya, do you also hold the same view? Is it fair? How is it faring on the charts?
I think the stock has been a big underperformer, but recently stock is making an attempt for a rebound. So we'll follow level-based approach over here. Yesterday, it was a good day for this stock where the stock spiked up quite a bit, showing strength. So the levels which we'll watch out for is 1300 should be the stop loss, and targets to watch out on the upside where the resistance is placed is 1640 and 1750. So these are the levels to watch out on the upside.
Okay, got it. And now we have another WhatsApp query. Mohammed has written to us from New Delhi. Mohammed Yusuf is his name. He holds 1,000 shares of PCBL at 440 rupees a piece, and he's asking whether he should exit them or not? Now, the stock has been plateauing since January of 2025 and it has been trading very close to its 50 as well as 200 DMA. Mohammad Yusuf is now sitting on a loss of around 37.75 thousand rupees. Therefore, I would like to take your view on this, Aditya. How do you see the technicals of this company performing? Because since the stock has been range bound for quite some time, do you see any drastic movement coming in anytime soon?
As you rightly said, the stock is range bound. The range on the upside is 450 and on the downside it's 340. And more so the bias has been on the upside as the stock has made 3 attempts to break its upper range but have failed so far. But I think as the market trend is improving, this stock could also make an attempt of another breakout on the upside, and the breakout would happen above 450. Over there, the bias would turn truly bearish. And once 450 is crossed, he must keep a trading stop loss at 370, and targets to watch out on the upside would be 500 to 550.
Understood. Thanks for that view. With that, we have a first caller on the show today. Ramchandra Reddy is joining us on the phone line. Hi, Ramchandra. How can we help you on the show today?
Good evening. Ramky Infrastructure, madam.
Yes, please go ahead with the query. Ramky Infrastructure.
Yes, please.
Yes. So, how many stocks are you holding?
6,000 shares. 6,000.
6,000 shares. All right. And when did you buy these?
Last 1 month I am purchasing.
Okay.
As on today, I have 6,000 shares at the rate of 491 rupees.
Understood. So so are you a long-term investor, Ramchandra?
1 year. 1 year term, madam.
1 year term. All right. Okay. So you are sitting on a profit of over 1 lakh rupees. So congratulations. And I'd like to come to you, Girish, since he's looking for a 1 year outlook on the counter. Currently trading at 508. So are you optimistic, and will Ramchandra be able to make more profits in next 1 year?
So the companies looks good. The companies are good profit growth, approximately 200% of the CAGR we are expecting. And now the companies are more into the expandings of that, because the companies have recently pledged their shares because of their expansions is still in a mode. And the looks like the mergers, as well as there's so many news are going on. The terminals of Andhra Pradesh developments also. So I'm just expecting that you have to wait for the at least 1.5 year time frame for the getting of around 650 to 700 levels. But I'm more curious about the stop loss also. So kindly maintain the stop loss of 425. That is a very strong support for me in the long-term perspective also. So just hold your position as of now.
Understood. So hold your position, Ramchandra, is what Girish is suggesting for long term. But I'd also like to take a technical view on the counter. Aditya, for those who want to enter at these levels, so are these elevated levels, or do you see any sort of correction there?
First of all, congratulations to our viewer as he's making good profit. Recently, his buying price, his current market price has gone above his buying price, and I think long way to go. I don't think that the rally may get halted over here, as it has just broken its resistance of 500 mark. So stop loss for this technical setup should be 400. And I think the stock could make an attempt to reach to its higher levels like 550 to 650. So my bias is bullish over here.
Okay, so a bullish view on Ramky Infrastructure. And now we have Shrikant. He's joining us from Hyderabad. Hi, Shrikant. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. What's your question today?
Madam, 2 lakhs investment, madam, and mid cap and small cap, madam, 10 years, 1 decade, 2 decades holding, madam.
Okay.
Mid cap and small cap.
Shrikant, why not large cap? Why only mid cap and small cap?
Large cap is 10 lakhs investment, madam.
So, have you already invested in large cap?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Like DMart,
Okay.
L&T.
Okay. Understood. So, gentlemen, then this question goes to both of you. And Girish, I'll come to you first. So, Shrikant from Hyderabad already has maybe a substantial and satisfactory exposure to large cap. And now with a corpus of 2 lakh rupees, he wants to, dispense some amount to mid cap and the small cap space. Number one, I'd like to ask you your approach. Should it be a bottom-up approach or a top-to-down approach? Because this is a very sensitive market environment. How should the investor go about their strategy? And two, if you could give us 2 mid-cap and 2 small-cap counters that you're positive on.
In the terms of market approach, yes, I'm not very much bullish as of now. I need more clarity in the terms of my important levels are still in a waiting side. That is a 24,500. I need to wait and go at least sustainable basis. So by the time means I'm not very much bullish on that, but I can go with the fundamental terms where the exposures of the international markets are low. So that's the reason I just prefer go with the infrastructure companies and the real estate one who are holdings or who are having the exposures in India domestic level itself. So one of the company is Ashiana Housing. One of that is the more focus on that particular infrastructure levels itself, and another one is the Ashoka Buildcon. So these both companies I am more focused into it because the infrastructure and the real estate things are still in a moment, and we are just expecting at least 2 to 3 quarters that things are very, very strongly. So this is my 2 pick as of now for the buying as of particular range of at least 1.5 year time.
Appreciate that. So Ashoka Buildcon and Ashiana Housing, because they have more domestic exposure than the export exposure. Aditya, what would your top picks be in the mid cap and small cap space?
Sure. So I think when the market environment is so dynamic and it's changing every day, the focus should be on big brands where they have good leadership, good hold over the market, and a lot of big investors are invested. So institutional have shown good confidence in such companies. Considering all this, my pick would be Jio Financial, as it's planning to disrupt the market and it comes from leadership of Reliance Industry. So I think this could be one of the counter which has corrected quite a bit in the recent times. But as it's making good technical patterns, it's making higher high, higher low, which is a positive sign technically. And second, there's strong leadership backing this company, and it's also planning to disrupt the market. So a lot of positive developments. So this counter could be a good pick for the long term. Currently, the stock is trading at 258 for long term. The stop loss should be placed at 190, and he can wait in this counter for long term. Second one would be SBI Cards. Again, it has backing of strong leadership of SBI banking and brand of SBI. And this stock had been a laggard for a long time, but now it's coming out of its lumber deep sleeping zone, which it had established over time. And technically, the stock is making high low pattern. So it's showing good confidence of institution on this counter as there's volume participation as well. So it's a bullish bet at 926. Stop loss should be placed at 750, and he can wait for the higher levels.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Aditya. And since you mentioned SBI Cards, it has come out with its Q4 earnings. Net profit is down over 9% and total income is up 8%. So that's the, earnings of SBI Cards. So what do you have to say? Do you have any view there?
Sure. I think for a long time, the stock hasn't done anything and all the bad news is already in the price. If you look at the chart patterns, despite bad results, the stock has gone up from panic lows of 760 to 920. That means this can only happen if institutions show good support to do this counter. And second, it has broken its multi-month swing high of 900, and call writers are also running for cover. So given all this together, I think this recent quarterly result doesn't carry a lot of weightage, but the long-term technical picture shows a lot of strength.
Technically, the stock shows a lot of strength is what Aditya is saying. And Girish, talking about these numbers, so what do you have to say on SBI Cards?
also agree into it because of for the long-term perspectives, obviously we are more bullish on that particular card notes because they are just more focused on the growth projections right now, geographical growth projections. So I think the numbers will be reflected in the positive terms in the next 2 to 3 quarters. But at least you have to carry for the 1.5 year time frame. And if you're getting a chance for a downside a little bit, that is some around 800 level. So these are very good levels where you can go with the averaging part also.
Understood. So both our technical and fundamental guests are positive on SBI Cards, viewers. With that, we are joined by a caller from Gujarat. Hi, Ankit. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. How can we help you today?
My query is I wanted to invest in a BSC. So I wanted to know that what are the right levels at which I can enter.
Okay. So BSC. And why did you choose BSC only?
Because I feel like a stock exchange business is kind of monopoly market, and other than that, we all know that the market is going to grow, and so does the counter. So I choose BSE.
Okay. So, and are you a long-term investor, Ankit, or a short-term?
Yes. No, I am a long-term investor, and my time horizon is for at least 24 to 36 months.
Okay, so 2 to 3 years is what is your time frame. Now, Girish, currently it's trading at 6,494. And, BSE stock has more than tripled in the past year. So do current valuations actually justify further upside?
So as we talk about the justification now, I'm a little bit worried about that the valuation is currently not very much justified what the numbers we are seeing right now. But if the investor is a downside, then there would be the very good strategy where you can go with the installment basis of that particular buying. That is at least 30-40% as of now at the current level. And then just go with the time frame of at least downside what we are getting right now. But I'm just expecting that if the level is some around 5,900 to 6,000, that would be a very correct level. For the at least 24 months, we are just aiming for the level of around 7,200 to 7,400. So currently, I'm not very much comfortable for buying at least for the full time frame, what we saw at least 12 to 15 months.
Absolutely. And Aditya, rightly said by Girish, it's currently trading near its 52-week high. So what's the immediate resistance to watch?
I agree with Girish that the stock is trading at elevated PE multiples, and second, the stock has been in overbought territory. So, and thirdly, the stock is very much cyclical in nature, as in when markets are good, this stock actually does very well, and markets are bad, this stock corrects heavily. So the important news factor over here is that when we are hearing a lot of global news flow around recession, I think it could be a risky bet to be in such a cyclical stock or which is heavily dependent or correlated with market cycles. I think in short term, 2 to 3 months, this stock can bounce along with the market. But in the long run, I think this stock seems little overheated on the charts. In short term, there could be bounce back along with the market, but long term, I'm not very positive on this counter.
Okay, that's an interesting view, Aditya. And now we will talk to Zenith. He's waiting for us from Bengaluru. Hi, Zenith. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi. And
Hello.
I'm holding Motilal Oswal 350 shares at the price of 720.
Okay.
So my query is, tomorrow results are expected. So is there any expectation, street expectation, and its effect on the share? What kind of expectation are we, foreseeing? That is first. And recently, one of the experts a week or so has suggested a price of 750 to 770, and he has mentioned that we should book a profit and then re-enter at the correct time. So I would like to know the strategy in that case. What should I do, keeping the current rally, which has been seen recently, and the geopolitical all over the world, and also the stop loss, all those kind of levels and support. I see 730 is a strong support, but experts would be suffice enough for me. Thank you.
Got it, Zenith. Thank you so much. And Girish, I'll take your fundamental view on Motilal first. So Zenith currently holds 350 shares of Motilal Oswal Financial Services at 720 rupees a piece, and the stock is now trading anywhere between 756 at the moment. Now, starting January of 2025, it's been noticed that the number of SIPs that have closed have increased relative to the number of SIPs that have opened. So there is definitely a change in the investor mindset, and from that perspective, 2025 is telling a different story. How do you see brokerage companies reacting to such an environment, and therefore the kind of reflection that we see in the stock price as well? Because if you notice, it's from January of 2025 that Motilal Oswal saw a dip in its stock price too. So give us your outlook on Motilal Oswal from that perspective.
Okay. So in the terms of brokerage companies right now, because we already saw that last 3 to 4 quarters, we are seeing the market was highly volatile and in a very negative terms. So that done is already seen in all major broking houses companies we are on, as well as the advisory companies. But now when the market was recovered, as well as the companies are working on their different strategies right now, they are just expanding in the very systematic and very strategically way. Go with the tier 2 and tier 3 cities where the money flows was an excellent one. Apart from that, they are more focused not in the particularly one product lines. They are some diversified the whole portfolios in the multiple product lines. So this is also giving a very big advantage for the longer period of time. But if we talk about for the shorter TMs, I am not very much familiar that I am just expecting the Motilal Oswal will be range of some around 800, 850. That is the maximum one. Then again the stock will be consolidated at that particular level and come down with the range of around 650 or something. But in the longer period of time, I am very much bullish on the Motilal Oswal because the company fundamentals was excellent. If we talk about the numbers, the medium sales growth was excellent one, approximately 30% growth. And in the broking houses, the 30% growth was very good one. So overall, I'm just expecting that next 3 to 4 quarters results was also going to be good. With the CAGR of around 25 to 30% growth, we are seeing in the Motilal Oswal specifically. So I'm bullish on that for the longer period of time. So if the investors want to invest for the longer period, then definitely he has to hold your positions.
Got it. So makes sense. And Aditya, could you give me a stop loss for Motilal Oswal Services as well? Because Zenith has invested in this from a short-term point of view. So what would your target price and stop loss for Motilal Oswal be?
I think it's a difficult googly as the results are about to get released. So in results, stock price react very erratically. So I would dodge this ball and I would say that wait for the results to come out and then take a firm decision and reassess this as per the new technical patterns.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Aditya. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Patna. Hi, Prati. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well. How can we help you on the show today?
Okay, so basically I have a PNC Infra share, right? Last year I took it for around 475, right?
Okay.
I have 100 share with me.
Yeah.
So last year I believe you are aware about that, the raid happened in the company,
Yes.
right? And it got barred from the central contract for 1 year, right? So I just wanted to know, like, what is the best average price to do with?
Understood. So you bought it at 475. Currently, it's trading
Correct.
at 282, and you are sitting on a loss of over 19,000, is what we can see. And rightly said, and it's it impacted its Q3 results as well. Girish, coming to you, the Q3 numbers of PNC Infratech were pretty negative, and it will be interesting to see how its Q4 results would pan out. So, do you suggest caution on this counter, or what's your outlook, and what should Prateek be doing? Should he be booking his losses there?
Because currently at particular this level also, I'm not expecting that the Prateek has to be booked their losses at the current level, because I am seeing that the bottom out is look like some around 250 to 270, 275 range will be the bottom out at. And I'm just expecting that for the next 3 to 4 quarters, the companies are still in the process for performing well and focus on that NHIs as well as the other agencies overall terms. So I'm just expecting you have to hold as of now for the next at least 4 to 5 quarters itself. The holding page is now more increasable. But if you are getting a chance at the level of averaging some around 240 to 250, then my suggestion is to just average 25% of your positions as of now and just hold your positions for at least 1.5 year time frame for getting a proper returns, as well as we can say the leverage returns.
Right. And Aditya, talking about the technical aspect of PNC Infratech, what are the charts suggesting?
I think the stock has been an underperformer for a while, but recently, in sync with the market, the stock is attempting a breakout. So technically, the stop loss over here is 240. Over there, he should reassess the trend again. Closing below 240, he should reassess the trend. But meanwhile, as the stock is breaking its range on the upside, so the bias is neutral to bullish.
Understood. Thanks for that. And with that, viewers, we'll have to slip into a short break, but please stay tuned to NDTV Profit, and we'll be right back with Ask Profit.
Stock specific, what I'm hearing firstly is on 361. Tomorrow is the board meet where the company is looking for a fundraise, and dealers are indicating that a preferential issue to the UBS India might be announced tomorrow, and the deal is likely to happen at a premium compared to the current market price. A premium of nearly 10 to 15% is what the dealers are indicating.
$361 is going to issue these securities to UBS at a deal value of roughly 40,000 crore pre-money and around 42,000 crore post-money.
The second buyback is in Naukri InfoEdge. It's a bit of a conditional buy that we're seeing. So if it's able to cross a 67.70, 67.80 odd range for the day, it can give you a good range breakout. And the targets would be towards 6,900 to 7,000 levels.
The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the rating firms calling the debt payments as default?
We have two credible credit rating agencies on March 4th coming and downgrading the stock to D.
Statements are consistently being proven wrong,
right,
and transactions are being taken place which are different from what they were originally pictured to be.
The company claimed it would roll out 6,400 electric vehicles. But what it has rolled out is a shocking scam. Funds meant for the project were funneled allegedly back to the promoter.
Hello and welcome to Ask Profit only on NDTV Profit, a show where you can ask all your stock related questions and we answer them through our experts. On that note, Girish Sudani will be answering all your fundamental queries and Aditya Arora will be answering all your technical queries. So do pick up that phone, call us on the numbers flashing on your screen so that we can help you with all your investment related doubts. Now we have our first caller. Deepak is calling us from Pune. Hi Deepak, good evening.
Good evening. Hi.
So my query is with respect to Tata Power. I have about 2,000 stocks, which I picked up in December at 412, and then I averaged out at it's now at 381.
Okay.
So I had 1,000, and then I picked up another 1,000 when it hit low. So now that it is running in positive, I would like to know as to for how long I should hold on to the stock, and should I look at long-term or short-term gains. Having said that, I am not very familiar with I'm still fairly new to the stock market, and I would not like to take a hit on it. Basically, I would not like to sell it at a loss. So I don't mind holding it even for a longer duration if I have to do that.
Okay. So so what is your question primarily today? Do you want to add more units of Tata Power, or do you want to know for how long can you keep holding these 2,000 shares?
So I don't mind adding more units also if it looks favorable in terms of if it is going to cross 450 mark and all that.
Okay.
So I don't mind adding more units as well.
Okay. I understood your question, Deepak. Girish, I'll point this one to you. Deepak currently holds 2,000 shares of Tata Power, which he bought back in December. And he's been averaging them currently at a price of 381 rupees. So back in December, it was trading around 400 levels, 430 of sorts. And now it has dropped significantly to 390 odd levels. Now, of course, when you think of power companies, Tata Power emerges as a fundamentally very strong company, but it has not shown a massive range in which it has traded, especially in the last 52 weeks, if you'd call it. So therefore, just from the perspective of gaining profits on this investment, how expansive do you think the range can be for Tata Power? And for how long would you suggest, Deepak, to hold on to these shares?
Okay. So now we are talking about the renewable segments itself, because as we already discussed in many sessions right now, that the renewable is like a growing sector we are talking about, and with the Tata Powers is really like a little bit of joint into that particular sector. So for the Tata Powers, my view is to at least hold for the 1.5 year, 2 year time frame for the getting a very extensive and very attractive growth sites in the terminal of stock prices we are strong. Because now the companies are just into that particular levels, what we are talking about, the charging stations, solar rooftops, and as for the Make in India perspectives of the solar energy concepts. Now we are seeing that a very attractive numbers will be coming in at least financial year quarter 1 to quarter 4. And then the perspective was somewhere around 600 to 700 levels for the Tata Power I'm seeing right now. So my projection is to at least hold for the 2.5 year time frame, not for the Tata Powers, but for the any renewable energy stock we are talking about. So you have to at least hold for the 3 years time frame.
So it makes sense that from a 2 to 3 year time frame, when you talk about a company that's segueing into renewable energy, and that being a big theme in the power sector, it makes sense to hold for the next 2 to 3 years. And therefore, Aditya, this brings me to you. In the next 2 to 3 years, would it be possible for you to give us a target price for Tata Power, just because of how choppy the charts has been in the last 52 weeks?
Sure. So I think Tata Power has been a strong candidate from strong leadership of Tata Group. And as you rightly said, the stock has been range bound and hasn't given a lot of returns recently. I would like to add few points as our viewer is little new to the market and feels little jittery given the current scenario. In such case, the ideal rule one should follow is that reduce the position size so it doesn't hurt so much. The volatility doesn't hurt. That's a generic rule which I would like to add. Second point, if you look at the technicals of Tata Power, then I think the stock has made rounding bottom, and it just gave a breakout this week. So the range had been 330 to 380 on the upside, and it just broke out of that range. And now I think the outlook is pretty positive for coming weeks and months. So I think my outlook over here is pretty bullish. And as per technical chart patterns, the stop loss over here is 330, and the targets which I'm watching on the upside in the medium term are 450 to 500.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Aditya. And with that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Vizag. Hi, Harish. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, how can we help you?
I'm having Titagarh wagons, 1800 shares at the rate of 933.
Okay.
Can I buy at the now the share is trading at 811? Can I buy more at this level?
Okay. And are you a long-term investor, Harish?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So for how long are you planning to hold these shares?
2 years or 3 years.
2 years. Okay. Because currently you are sitting on a loss of over 2 lakh rupees.
Yes.
So, Girish, I'd like to come to you. Currently, it's trading at 811. But if we talk about Titagarh wagons, its order book is pretty strong. The only challenge is that recently we've seen a decline in its revenue and net profit margins. And also, it has high P ratio compared to its peers. So, what's your outlook? Do you see any uptick, in the further, like, let's say, 2 to 3 years, and do you see the loss that he's sitting at might convert into some positives?
Yes, because as we saw that the railways wagon stocks are seeing a strong bullishness in the like 1.5 year time frame, then the stocks are still in the consolidated zone. We can see that the order books are little bit shuffled in the last 4 quarters itself. But a little bit bullish on that particular profit growth. What where the companies are still in the profit growth of approximately 40-45% profit growth. And we saw that the 5 years profit growth was very excellent growth. So the overall structure was very strong. The company fundamentals was very strong. But if we talk about now the stock prices, then obviously at least the time frame of 2.5 years, again we saw that the coming sectors, the sector rotation will be go into the railway stocks again. And because these type of infrastructure developments, we saw that the more focus on go with the rail networks. So these type of stocks will be again go in the focus right now. So at least for the time frame of 2.5 years, I'm just expecting that the rates what he's got, we will get very easily, and just hold our positions as of now.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Girish. And Aditya, I'd like to take a technical view also on it. Although our caller is a long-term investor, but for those who want to enter, or want to purchase Titagarh wagons at these levels, so what suggestion do you have for them? Are these elevated levels, or what's your outlook probably?
I think the stock has been a big underperformer and it corrected time from 1800 odd levels to 750. So something is definitely wrong over here and institutions are dumping this stock, but that has been priced in so far. Second, what about the upcoming trade? I think this could underperform the market. So it will bounce back along with the market, but the speed of appreciation which it saw in last many years, it may not match that speed, but it could bounce back along with the market. So right now I maintain neutral to bullish stance on this counter with stop loss of 700.
Okay, got it. And now we have a WhatsApp query. So Mukesh Mohan Agarwal from Delhi has written to us saying that he currently holds 350 shares of Tata Technology at 849 rupees a piece. He has incurred a loss so far of 46,000 rupees from this investment. He's asking whether or not can he hold for a longer duration. Girish, I'd like to know your view on Tata Technologies because the stock has seen quite a ride. In fact, very recently it hit its 52-week low of around 597, then picked up a bit and now is trading around 716. Would you suggest our viewer to hold on to this for the long term or not?
Yes, for the long term, it's a good candidates because they are just more and more into the perspectives of the area matters. What we have already discussed in the Tech Mahindra type of companies, they are doing. They're just more focused on the other marketplaces. And further developments, I'm just expecting that the Tata Technologies will go expectedly by the growth of approximately 14 to 15% CAGR in the time frame of at least 1.5 year time frame in the neutral regions. So for that particular perspectives, I'm just suggesting to hold your position as of now because this is not very much good ideas to just book your losses at that particular level. So hold for the at least 2 year time frame for getting a very good, excellent return also and cost your particular buying levels.
Got it. And Aditya, I'd like to know your technical analysis on Tata Technologies, right? Because the stock has seen cuts of about 30% in the last 6 months itself. Even if the investor wants to invest from the for say 2 to 3 years, do you think it would be a profitable investment?
I think it could be a profitable investment as the stock is available at oversold zones of 700 odd levels, and the correction which we have seen is pretty steep from 1400 odd levels to 700. So 50% correction already done. After that, now technicals have been improving, volumes have been jumping on the upside. So that suggests institutions are pretty excited about future of Tata Technology. So this candidate seems a bullish candidate at 717. One must keep stop loss at 600, and levels to watch out on the upside would be 800 to 850.
So thanks for that view on Tata Tech, Aditya. With that, let's go across to another WhatsApp query. But before that, I'd like to request our viewers who are watching us right now, viewers, this is your chance to get all your stock related queries answered. So please pick up your phones and call us right away. What are you waiting for? And with that, Javinder from Punjab has written to us saying that he holds 300 shares of Jio Financials at 280 a piece, and he's looking for a suggestion on the counter. He hasn't mentioned the time horizon, so I'd like to take both fundamental and technical view on the counter. Currently, it's trading at 259. He bought it at 280. So, firstly, Girish, are you positive on Jio Financials for the long term?
Yes, I am positive on that, but what the development is still going on. I'm just expecting the more cost activities in the next 2 to 3 quarters itself, like so many developments are still in the pending zones, and they're just more focused on the expansion growth. So I'm bullish into it, and this is a very right level where with the investors, as we talk about for the next 2 to 3 year time frame investors, they will definitely enter.
Understood. And what are the charts suggesting, Aditya? Are they positive?
Definitely charts are positive. I agree with Girish. And the stock is making higher high, higher low pattern, which is technically a good sign. The volume action has been pretty positive, and the stock is attempting a range breakout right now. So it's a bullish candidate with stop loss of 200 rupees.
Okay, got it. And now we have another WhatsApp query written to us from Kerala. His name is Sumesh. He is asking whether investing in Nesco would be a good idea for the long term. Aditya, I'd like to come to you on this one. How do you think Nesco is looking on the charts, and do you think these are the right levels to enter the stock? Because it has been very volatile on the exchanges. In fact, it's very close to its 52-week high as we speak. What would your recommendation to Sumesh be?
Sure. So this has been a consistent performer, and even despite such volatility, the stock has stood strong in the volatile times. So I think it's a good candidate for sure. And right now it's trading at 956. So it's a bullish candidate. Stop loss of 850 and target of 1050 to 1100.
Let me reiterate. You recommend Sumesh to enter the stock at this current price, correct?
Correct. He can enter right now, and he can also hold with stop loss of 850, and target should be 1050 to 1100.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Aditya. With that, we are joined by a caller from Bengaluru. Hi, Tina. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
I'm holding Adani Energy Solutions, approximately 200 shares. I think I bought it at around 920.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know their results just came out, and I'm sitting on decent profits.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know over the next few days or weeks, should I be booking profits or should I be accumulating? Is it a good price or is it overpriced? Is it a good stock for the long term?
Absolutely.
Basically the long-term view on it.
Absolutely. Girish is joining us very shortly. Till then, Aditya, I'd like you to take this, query there. So currently the stock is in an uptick and was also up in trade today over 2%. So what's your sense on Adani Energy?
Sure, I think it's a good stock in the current times. After a steep correction, the stock is forming bullish patterns, trading above short-term moving averages. So it's a bullish candidate at 961.70. One can keep stop loss of 760 and target should be 1160 to 1260.
Okay, and viewers, just a disclaimer, NDTV Profit is a subsidiary of AMG Media Networks, which is an Adani Group company. And K. Ghosh has written to us from Kolkata. He holds 55 shares of Avenue Supermart, an interesting one, at an average price of 3,744 rupees. He's accumulated these 55 shares over the last 3 years. He's asking whether or not he can hold on to them for the next 1 year or so, and what price is expected in this 1 year horizon. So he's asking for your target price in the next 1 year. K. Ghosh is now sitting on a profit of close to 41,000. Aditya, how do you see these shares of Avenue Supermart moving in the next 1 year?
First of all, kudos to our viewer. He's sitting on a handsome profit. Second, coming back to our question, what levels do I watch out in the near term? So as the stock has broken out of its range, upper band of range placed at 4,200, 4,300. So I think that a new trend on the upside has started. The resistance placed on this counter is 5,000 to 5,300. So these should ideally be the targets on the upside. And my bias is bullish and it's a buy on dips candidate.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Aditya. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Australia. So an international caller on our show today. Hi, Prabhat. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes. How can we help you on the show today, Prabhat?
So I really wanted to know about Easy Trip Planner.
Okay.
So I invested around 19 rupees. That's the adjusted price.
Yeah.
And now the share price has down around 12 rupees. So I did some foundation, the fundamental things and all.
Understood. Because I can see that you are sitting on a loss of over 34,000. Our guest, fundamental guest, will be joining us shortly, but I'd like to take Aditya's view on it. Aditya, if you could take that one. East My Trip currently trading at 12. He bought it at 19. What suggestion do you have? Do you see any sort of recovery there in the counter in the near term?
Sure. Although the counter has been a big underperformer, it corrected from 36 odd levels to 12. Something is definitely wrong, and that has been discounted in the price. And in the recovery, also market recovery, this stock has participated a little less. So I feel this stock could be an underperformer in the medium term. But along with the recovery of the market, this stock could also participate on the upside. So here is a level-based approach which one can follow. The stop loss for this setup should be 10 rupees, and the targets on the upside should be 14 to 16. So the outlook over here is neutral to bullish.
Okay, got it. Neutral to bullish outlook. And we have another WhatsApp query. Bhavya has written to us from Chennai. She currently holds 55 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance at 155 rupees a piece. She's incurred a loss of 1.25 thousand. She's totally invested 8,519 rupees so far. She's saying, I would like to ask whether both fundamental and technicals of this stock are good, and I'm planning to hold on to it for the next 6 months. So Aditya, we have a very short-term view on Bajaj Housing Finance. Although the stock has moderately gained about 3% YTD, how does the chart look for the next 6 months? Is there a possible uptick that you see?
Yes, I think there's a possibility of upside over here as the Bajaj Group stocks are doing pretty well, trading at 52-week high. As this stock got listed, it saw a good correction from 180, 185 odd levels to almost 120 odd levels. But from there, the stock has been making a base. And after formation of base, there was a breakout in the last week. And this week we saw a good follow-up. So I think technically the structure is improving. It could be a slow performer as the valuations are a little stretched, but the technicals are positive. Volume action is positive. So I think the stock is making an attempt for recovery So outlook over here is bullish. One must keep stop loss at 105, and the levels which I'm watching on the upside, the resistance level are 160 to 185. So over here, the outlook is bullish.
So thanks for that view, Aditya. With that, we are joined by a caller from Mumbai. Hi, Rajiv. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, how can we help you?
Actually, my query is I had some Bharat Forge, some 100 shares, around 530 or something.
Okay.
And what is the outlook? Should I hold it for a long time? Will it be beneficial?
And when did you purchase these shares?
Yeah, I think recently, not long ago.
So if you've bought it recently, firstly, I'd like to congratulate you because you're sitting on a significant profit of over 60,000. So congratulations there, Rajiv. And Aditya, I'd like to take your view on the counter. He bought it at 500. Currently, it's trading. It's just double. It's trading at 1100. So what's your suggestion there for Rajiv? How are the charts? What are the charts suggesting?
So congratulations to our viewer for the handsome gains which he's seeing on his investment. Coming back to technicals, I think the chart patterns are encouraging as of now. The stock is trading at 1106. Technically, the stop loss over here should be 900 odd levels. And the levels which I'm watching on the upside as per the resistance zone are 1250 to 1450. So over here, the outlook is bullish.
Understood. So bullish outlook on Bharat Forge on the technical front, and Girish is joining us on the phone line now. Girish, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm here.
So our viewer Rajiv has bought 100 shares of Bharat Forge at 500 a piece, and it was a recent purchase. And in just a few months' time, the stock has doubled, and he is sitting on a significant profit of over 60,000 there. So, what's your suggestion to Rajiv?
For the longer perspective of time, obviously the company has already a strong order books, as well as the company has a hold a very strong fundamentals. But for the current positions, I'm not very much bullish for the next 1.5 year or 2 year time, 2 months, 1 month or 2 months time frame. For the longer period of time, yes, they can obviously hold your stocks as at the current level also. And just remind that the level should be the partial profit bookings, or we can say the minimum profit booking, that would be 1350 to 1400 levels for me, and then they can hold their position for the at least 2 year time frame.
Okay, and now we have Mr. Dave from Gujarat. Hi, Mr. Dave. Dave?
Yes.
Could you please, am I pronouncing your name right? Is your surname pronounced as Mr. Dave?
Yes.
Okay, great then. What is your query about?
I have 390 shares of Shakti pump at an average price of 1270.
Okay.
So, what's the prospect of this script?
Okay, and when did you buy these shares?
In the month of Jan.
Okay, very recently. Got it. And for how long do you want to hold on to them?
No, means short term.
Okay. So, Aditya, since this is a short-term question, Mr. Dave currently holds 390 shares of Shakti pumps at 1,270 rupees a piece. The stock has dropped quite a bit from his buying price and is now trading around 930 odd levels. Simple question, when do you think Mr. Dave will be able to make profits?
I think the sellers have been pretty aggressive in this counter. Hence, the downfall has been more quick than the upside, which we have seen recently from 770 odd levels to 1,000. So I think the recovery could be a little slow. But yes, there's scope for recovery as volume participation is getting better and better, and price action is also improving. The stock is making higher high, higher low pattern and trading above short-term moving averages. So once the stock breaks its range of 1030, it could start a fresh leg of rally. So it could move towards levels like 1100 to 1200 odd levels. One can keep stop loss at 800 odd levels. So over here, the outlook is bullish.
Okay, so bullish outlook on Shakti pumps on the technical front. And with that, we are joined by a caller from Hyderabad. Hi, Dilip. Good evening. Dilip? Are you there on the phone line, Dilip? I think we've lost the line there, but we have Dilip's query with us. He holds 800 shares of Ganesha Ecosphere at 1650, and he's looking for a one-year view on it. He's sitting on a profit of over 18,000 is what I can see. So Girish, I'd direct this question straight to you. How are the fundamentals of Ganesha Ecosphere looking to you?
Okay, for the long-term perspective, yes, I'm a little bit bullish into that particular stock. But at least we talk about the profitabilities, then the companies has to be go in the time frame of around 2 to 2.5 years time frame, because what the order books and we are just expecting is little bit slower down because of the international pressures we are seeing right now. So for the long-term perspective, yes, the company has to be hold for the next at least 2.5 year time.
Okay, so it's a hold on Ganesh Ecosphere. And on that note, Girish as well as Aditya, thank you so much for joining us today and answering all the queries of our viewers. And viewers, a quick note to all of you to stay tuned and also follow NDTV Profit so that we can keep you updated about all stock related queries, and also send in your queries on Ask Profit numbers so that we can take them up both in the morning as well as in the evening. There's a lot more lined up right on the other side, so stay tuned.